and welcome, Lynx here. Welcome to another episode of Sakura Forest Girls. Let's just get to it, right? There is more awaiting us. Let's see if the girls were able to sleep quite alright, or if something happened there.
Wake up, my adorable cheeks, little cheeks. Wake up. I'm roused from my slumber by a bright, cheerful voice. It sounded like Koko's, but I know it can be her. I see Koko frequently in my dreams, but I haven't spoken to her in person for years. Who could it be? Since I set out on this journey, the only companion I have is Aiyana, and that voice most definitely does not belong to her. Wake up, girls, rise and shine. The sun has woken up and so too must you. You have a very busy day ahead of you. There's a lot of work I want you to do. Work? I wince. I don't much like the sound of that. I'd like to curl back under my covers, which really are very warm, and drift off back to sleep. But my parents are serious people, and they impressed upon me the importance of rising early during my childhood. I can't afford to give in to slovenliness. That would be setting a very bad example for Aiyana. Come on, wakey wakey, it's a beautiful day, and I won't have you sleeping it away. Since when did you start rhyming, by the way? That would be a huge waste. And I'm hungry. That didn't rhyme at all. I need somebody to make me breakfast before I starve. I can feel death's cold, icy close winding about my throat already. This person is being very insistent. Whoever they are, I guess I have no choice. I sit up, disturbing my blankets, and yawn. I rub my eyes with the back of my arm, then look about my surroundings blearily. I expect myself to be back in the leaf-strewn tent I shared with Aiyana, in the abandoned village on the cusp of the woods. But I'm sorely mistaken. I'm in a strange dark hut, with warped wooden walls and a ceiling much more sturdy than fabric. The floor is strewn with intricately patterned rugs and cushions, and the scent of herbs and spices hang heavy in the air. Where am I? Good morning, sunshine. I must say you look quite a sight. Your hair's a mess and your eyes are still glumped with sleep. I doubt you will be able to protect your fair princess like that. For all your ground standing, you're quite a poor warrior indeed. What? I whipped my head about, and soon come face to face with the woman who woke me. She isn't Koko, and she certainly isn't Aiyana. She has an unfamiliar face, her nose aquiline, her lips full, her green-yellow eyes disconcertingly bright. A strange aura emanates from her, which makes me feel uneasy. About as much sensitivity to magic as stone, but even I can sense there's something off about her. I don't think she's an ordinary human. There is no way I can trust her. Stay back! I reach for a spear, but I'm realizing I don't have it. I'm forced to settle for a cushion. I grip the cushion tight and hold it between me and the mysterious woman like a shield. I know who you are, but don't come any closer. I won't have you laying a single finger upon myself or Aiyana. What? Anna, who was lying beside me, stirs. She sits up, her white hair messy, and glances at me askance. Is something wrong, Yaya? Yeah, there is. Something's very, very wrong. This weak woman must have kidnapped us in the night. She's taken us to her lair, and now she means to have her weak way with us. Don't worry, I'll protect you. She might have taken away my spear, but I still have this cushion. You sound awfully confident.
The woman titters.
And what do you intend to do with that cushion,
I mean, technically she can use it still.
I'll...
I look about fitfully. I begin to doubt myself, and Nagi voice is telling me I've forgotten something very important. But I can't back down. My parents taught me, when faced with adversity, one should never crumple. That would only make you look weak.
I'll smash your face in!
With a cushion.
Yeah, with a cushion. They can be pretty powerful when wielded by the right person. I have a lot of training. My strength is second to none. I'm sure I could take you in fight without a real weapon. So, it is a fight that you want, is it?
The woman chuckles.
For somebody who was catatonic, 10 minutes pure, you certainly have a lot of energy. I cannot say I dislike it, but I think that energy would be better served towards more practical purposes, such as procuring our breakfast. Now, put the cushion down, Miss Warrior. I mean you no harm. No, I won't. I don't trust you. Goodness me, you have such a look of vitriol in your face.
The woman pouts.
Perhaps if I press our bodies together, you will recall who I am, and your lost memories shall come flooding back. Do you want to try it? What? No, don't come any closer, you will stop it, freak, pervert!
And so it is. With a high-pitched scream, I am not at all proud of, I hurl the cushion at my attacker's face. I need a CG of that. Again.
I thought you were bluffing. But you weren't wrong when you said your strength is second to none. You're surprisingly strong. Very few people have been able to make my nose bleed. It is quite refreshing in a way. For it does sting somewhat. Oh.
Maia winces, a piece of cloth pressed to her right nostril. She's in her elaborately patterned chair, her legs folded, her hair is somewhat rumpled after the fracas with the cushion, and her expression is baleful. Told you cushion can still be a weapon. I didn't think I'd actually be able to hurt her with that cushion, much less make her nose bleed, but my fear must have hated my strength. I flung the cushion at her with all the force I can muster, and the corner happened to catch her nose. Now it's bleeding. Maia's gone through 2 pieces of cloth already in her attempt to steam the floor, and it shows no signs of stopping. She pouts.
I can see I should not underestimate you in the future, Miss Warrior. Even without your spear, you are deadly. I am very strong myself, of course, but it's only with magic. Physically, I'm as weak as a newborn kitten. You move so suddenly, I don't have the time to defend myself. Yeah. I sigh.
How should I feel about this? Maia had it coming, I can't help but feel guilty. Yeah, I mean, in this situation, Maia was just trying to wake you up, right? She was not trying to do anything shady. So let's go with the guild option. Now that I'm a little more awake than I was, and Aiyana has explained the situation to me, I'm starting to feel guilty about my actions. I can't believe I forgot who Maia was. Her presence is so commanding, she should have made a strong impression. I really must have worn myself out yesterday. I still don't trust Maia, but throwing cash in her face is no way to go about forming a relationship with her. I think I'm losing my voice.
I didn't mean to hurt you.
Really now? Maia titters, then winces as pain flares up in her nose anew.
Despite your protestations to the otherwise, you did use an awful lot of force earlier. That seems to run quite contrary to your claims you did not wish to wound me. Well, yeah.
I run a hand through my hair.
I was half asleep, and I was afraid, I guess. It was a flight or fight response. If I'd been more cogent, I wouldn't have done that. I'm sorry? It is quite alright.
Maia laughs, then winks again. Crimson blood continues to trickle out her nostrils. Holy crap, she got her good with that pillow, which she wipes with as much finesse as she can master.
I have not sustained an injury like this in quite a long time. It is a novel experience, for a painful one. At the least, it is not boring. You have lived under my roof for only a brief time, yet you have already provided me with ample entertainment. I can see I was correct to let you girls stay here. I hope you'll continue to amuse me. For I pray your next effort will not result in the further destruction of my beautiful face. You call your own face beautiful?
I raise an eyebrow.
That's kind of narcissistic. Why is it? I see no issue of being confident in one's own appearance.
She's correct about that. She's correct about that for sure.
In fact, I believe the world would be a vastly better place if its inhabitants were more confident in their own skins. It would certainly reduce the number of unhappy people out there, and it would reduce my own workload.
The problem is, I feel like the people that look good are not confident in their looks, while the people that look absolutely terrible, by that I mean, for example, crazy overweight, or can I say just plain ugly? Probably have that confidence. It's funny, huh? No, it's not funny, but it's pretty ridiculous. But well, what can you do about it?
Do many people come to you asking to have their appearances changed via magic? A good many, yeah. It is a very tedious affair. If one must nurse selfish desires, I wish they were.
Holy crap.
At the very least, intensive.
I'm sorry, but I have attacks of yawns right now. And I guess it is kinda understandable. Work, I went to play football. My ankle is messed up. I think it all can pretty much very well contribute to me being that tired. Anyway, Maia dabs at her nose, which is still bleeding, and smiles.
But never mind, your wish is interesting enough, which is why I am considering it, but it's also why I will not take too much umbrage at your carelessness. Not this time, at least.
Maia affixes me with a serious stare, sharper than a knife's edge, and I swallow. Oh. She's taking this pretty well, but I dread to think what she might do if I cause her any further harm. Would she turn me into a frog? I don't know the full extent of her abilities, but based on self-important way she speaks, you'd think her capable... She is capable of doing anything. Now,
shall we set this unpleasant business behind us? I'm hungry, and I would not say no to one of your delicious meals, Aiyana. It should all, I hope, replenish the energy I lost this morning. Yes, of course, I would be more than happy to cook for you, if you not won't mind catching the food, Yaya. I guess I've got no choice.
I stretch, cracking my joints. I might be able to do that.
If we want to find Koko, we've got to answer to your beck and call. Isn't that how it works? What a fast learner you are, as you are not quite as stupid as you look. Oh. Gee, thanks.
I roll my eyes.
Alright, then go fishing. Do you want me to use that rod of yours again? If you would.
I take the rod, then turn to Aiyana.
Are you coming? Of course. I'm not sure if I'll be of much use, but I'll try to help. Simply having you around cheers me up. You're already helping.
I smile at Aiyana, then turn to Maia.
I'll see you later, and, once again, I'm sorry about your nose. It's alright, we all make mistakes. Even you. From time to time, yeah. I do not make mistakes as often as lesser mortals, given my vast knowledge and exalted status, but not even I am infallible. I won't begrudge you for your clumsiness. Thanks. I turned away from Maia, my face flushed. I didn't think she'd be so understanding about all of this. She might be smug and proud, and she doesn't seem to care much about other people's feelings, but she's not completely unreasonable. I'm starting to think she might not be as bad as I once feared. Maybe I can trust her after all. A little bit. I certainly hope so. If not, I have no idea how I will ever find Koko. Sheer luck, I guess. The time passes by quicker than I thought it would, and soon a whole week elapses. During this week, Aiyana and I are kept busy attending to Maia's manifold wishes and whims. I'm tasked with procuring food every day, while Aiyana prepares and cooks it. My parents trained me to use a spear from childhood, and I'm no stranger to hunting, but looking after Maia is even more exhausting than that, if you can credit it. For a woman who acts so irreverent, she's awfully demanding. She likes to have things done in a certain way, and she has no qualms about asking Aiyana and I to redo our chores. She doesn't care one whit about wasting our time. I mean to suspect quite strongly that she doesn't care about anybody save herself. Maia's awfully selfish. But she isn't quite as bad as I feared. She continues to tease me, but it's without some of her earlier vitriol that incensed me so... Exacting foe she's... Exacting? She compliments us when we've done well, okay. And none of her demands are impossible. I totally expected this to be exhausting, but... Anyway. Game. Move. Okay. Maia is careful not to push us to the brink of exhaustion. And I are afforded evenings off, wherein the three of us play Pico, or sit outside and examine the stars. What's Pico? Is that actually a game of sorts? I actually have no idea what that is. Let's quickly try to check. Pico. Pico game. What's that? That's definitely not what I expected. Cards? Card game? It is some kind of board game, but... Have I made this up? Wincloud, have you made this up for the purpose of Sakura Forest Girls? That Pico thing? Anyway, I've never paid much attention to the stars before. Always thought them too distant to have any bearing on my life. They're just pinpricks of light, and they don't serve any tangible purpose. These stars can fill your belly or keep you warm. They're not worth contemplating. I like when the night sky is full of stars for when I'm running, or when I'm walking the dog in the evening and it's already dark. I really like that, to be fair. That was what I believed. But Maia, as it transpires, is very knowledgeable about the stars. She has spent many years with all the constellations for company, and she knows all their names and the legends associated with them. She tells Aiyana the stories, night after night, her voice sweet and silken like honey. Holy crap, think about it, Aiyana will become a crazy good magician. The village we are from is going to prosper thanks to that for sure. I was standoffish at first, afraid of being lulled into a false sense of security, but as the days wear on so, too, that's my resolve. I like to keep my distance from Maia, but it's hard to maintain my aloofness when her tales are so unexpectedly interesting.
Maia is a natural-born storyteller. She paints pictures with her words so vivid I can see them unfolding before my very eyes. Countries rise from the dust, maidens emerge from pools of moonlit water, and warriors go to battle with halberds in hand. All these tales of love, loss, sacrifice are recorded in the stars above our heads. They are like a tapestry, full to the brim with stories. These stories were once unknown to me, but the cadences of Maia's voice bring them to life. Oh, that's cute as heck. That's cute as heck.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Maia concludes what Sanchez's story, then glanced at me, smiling serenely.
Did you enjoy that story, Yaya?
I would like to know exactly the story, to be honest. Let's say this she did.
I did, despite myself.
I offer Maia a small smile.
You're a good storyteller.
And besides from her words earlier, or should I say narration, it would seem like she enjoyed the stories of the stories said by Maia, right?
Why, thank you. I'm glad you like me enough to bestow upon me the gift of your honesty. You're becoming quite the sweetheart. No, I'm not. It's not like I like you all that much. Don't read too much into it, dummy.
I look away from Maia, my face flushed. When she smiles at me like that, her eyes full of knowing, it makes my heart stammer inside my chest. I swear I never used to feel this way around her. What's happening to me? Maybe the stars know. If what Maia says can be believed, they're full of knowledge. Don't tell me I somehow managed to actually stray from Aiyana's path. The three of us, Maia, Aiyana, and I, are sitting outdoors upon a complex woven rug. At least you are not the chair anymore. My arms are about my knees, and the night sky is above my head. A black velveteen, definitely, canvas littered with shining stories. These constellations are all named after heroes of yore and tragic lovers. I never knew they had such a rich story, but Maia has opened my eyes. She knows far more about the world than her flippancy would have one believe. And she knows a lot about me too. She knows exactly what to say and do to infuriate me. But she also knows not to take things too far. After giving some thought, I don't think she's as bad as I once believed. She mightn't be such a bad ally, really.
Now, I believe I exhausted all I wish to say about these stars for the night.
You know what? Now that I think about it, because I mean, I've been affixed on that. I think the girls, both Yaya and Aiyana, have been affixed on the idea like that as well, that Maia will give them the location and the two of them will go, right? But why won't they try to take Maia with them? I'm pretty sure she would want to go on a trip as well. She's bored in her own place, right? Well, who knows? If you guys know, don't dare spoil it. Maia rests her hands upon the woven rug, then offers me a smile.
And as much as I enjoy teasing you, there are more important matters to attend to. Thank goodness!
I pout. I don't feel I could handle more of Maia's ribbing. Not right now. It's way too late at night, and I'm afraid to think of any witty riposts. Yeah, it's pretty late for me too. It's 2:20. Not that I'm really good at witty riposts in general. We warriors are known for our sparkling conversational skills. I prefer to settle dispute with my fists, or preferably my spear, which isn't an option right now. I don't even have my spear with me.
I've been thinking I have at last come to a conclusion.
Maia leans back, her fingers played across the complex patterns of the fine rock.
You girls have proven yourselves to be worthy servants. You have listened to all my commands and have hastened to obey and to make yourself useful. I've known you only a week, but now I begin to wonder how I was ever able to get on without you. You've been working very hard, and so I will consent to aiding you.
Huh? Aiyana has been silent all night, but now she pipes up, her lips pursed in a small ring of surprise.
Will you help us
Wait, that's not the voice.
Will you help us? Will you help us find Koko, Miss Witch? Indeed I shall. You are being serious in this venture, so I shall be serious in turn. Tomorrow morning, I shall begin the preparations for a ritual. If all goes accordingly, this ritual should demystify your friend's whereabouts. I will tell you her location, and the three of you shall be reunited anew. It shall be just like the old days, when you were children. What do you say to that? Oh, Miss Witch.
Anna's first time I hear someone call her Miss Witch. Anna's blue eyes look brighter, even when they start above our heads. They are glossy, and I think they must be bedding with tears. She looks so relieved. It makes my own heart ache for her sake. Koko is near and dear to Anna's heart. She always gets like this when our absent friend is brought up, which is why I rarely mention her, for I often dream of her. I don't want to upset Aiyana. I don't think her current tears are the result of any upset, however. If she was sad, she would not be smiling as she is. Her relief is almost luminous.
Miss Mitch,
really, Lynx?
Miss Witch, you are most kind. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Words cannot express how much gratitude I feel towards you. You're truly a wonderful person. Wonderful, am I? I have not heard that in a long time. Most people say I'm manipulative and opportunistic. That'd be right too. Anna's nice. Aiyana is just too nice for her own good. For once I agree with you. Aiyana is being much too kind. I thought of you a good deal before I agreed to help you. I'm sure anybody else in your situation would hold a grudge against me. I don't care about any of that.
Aiyana's voice is unusually assertive. It cuts through the stillness of the night like a knife. Holding one hand to her chest, Aiyana meets Maia's gaze and says steadily,
You amused yourself with Yaya and I, yes, but you were never cruel about it. You did not abuse your power. I mean, the chair thing was pretty abusing. And pretty cruel.
Aiyana pauses. She was thinking back to the moment when Yaya used me as a chair. Because she coughs delicately.
Well, not in any great capacity. You had no obligation to let us into your home, or even to listen to our plight, much less agree to help us. You have done a good deal for us. If you really do find Koko, I shall forever be in your debt. I think you are incredibly kind, even if you do not, and I am very, very glad I met you. Well, gee, what do you know?
Maia glanced away, her cheeks faintly flushed. I don't think I've ever seen her blush before, and it surprises me. I think it surprises Maia too, because she laughs awkwardly. Her head dipped beneath the wave of Aiyana's feelings.
I suppose my heart isn't quite as withered as I once thought. For a long time, I suspected my veins were full of sawdust, not blood. I felt nothing but amusement from listening to the plights of others, and their tragedies never moved me. I was quite the cold, unfeeling woman. But old for him, it seems even I can change. You girls have shown me I can feel emotions beyond that of a boredom and amusement. I still have the capacity to care for others, limit void maybe, and I very much wish to care for you. I know the word of a witch may not be worth much, fickle creatures that we are, But I am being very serious when I tell you this now. I'll do everything I can to help you.
Will she or will she not? Well, we'll find out. Eventually. And that's it for the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Consider, doing the free stuff, liking, subscribing, maybe commenting. And if you want to go the extra step, go to my social medias and Twitch. And that's about it. Hope to see you in the next one real soon. Bye bye.